On Barry Charles Harness tonight, the changing of the guard marketplace gets done by Got the Chocolates. We're going to look at all the New Zealand Cup hopefuls or major hopefuls in terms of the three Aussies. Leap to Fame getting it done on the weekend. Kingman, how's he going? He's got a trial on Wednesday, and obviously Swayzee's racing on Saturday. We're going to check out that. We're going to check out all the other features across the country. And then we'll do across Australia and New Zealand. And then we'll do my best of the best in terms of the best driver of the week and the unlucky horse of the week. And we'll preview all the feature races. But we will talk about everything New Zealand Cup and Dominion Handicap in this episode. Let's get to it right here, right now, on Barry Charles Harness. Welcome back, guys and gals. What a racing weekend we had. Some big wins, some big losses. Question marks over horses. Horses are trialling at standing starts to try to make the New Zealand Cup, make a late payment. Got Swayzee, Menangle, Leap to Fame out of form and then back into form. Where does it all end? Well, let's just roll the tape of the feature races over the week, where we saw Leap to Fame back to win, Aroda winning in Albion Park, as well as New Zealand runners. And we'll check out the last time Swayzee raced with Kingman.
Wave into the straight, Leap to Fame, 6 metres in front. Now he pulls away on Bulletproof Boy, and then came Catch a Wave, but he's going to win tonight. Leap to Fame's drawing away. He's getting his hunger back, and his mojo is spot on by the looks of it. Leap to Fame draws clear, and with
Lima's the only other conceivable chance. Swayzee's under pressure. Look at Kingman. He's zipped up to the front with 100 metres left to go. Swayzee's trying, but Kingman's got him for a turn of foot. Kingman too got the money, was right on. Beat Swayzee and Beach Ball.
Second party, 2 lengths in front. Kaikōura just felt for a touch now, about to get the inside run. And then we walk by Faith, running on Pin Seeker. Don't Stop Dreaming down the outside. Ultimeteor got the run on the inner. In the meantime, Republican Party shot 3 lengths in front from Ultimeteor and Kaikōura. It's Republican Party holding the Kiwi flag. Loud and proud heading to the New Zealand Cup, and Republican Party wins the Flying Stakes by 2 from Ultimeteor. Third across was Kaikōura and
into the home straight. Aroda leads from So Serious. Tiger Bandwagon coming through on the inside. Aroda So Serious. Aroda So Serious. Aroda in front. Aroda beats So Serious.
Bettenwin asked for the ultimate effort. He led by 2. Muscle Mountain chases hard. Mr. Love's in the race as well. Bettenwin a neck to Muscle Mountain. Bettenwin ahead to Muscle Mountain. Bettenwin went roughly. Muscle Mountain's gone past. Here's 4 Ashburton trotting sprints. He is like a fine wine, this horse, and that's a vintage win. Muscle Mountain wanted it.
He's closing in quickly. He's only a long neck away from Golden Sunset. McGee third, then Zeller Spur. Next Coda to Motor and Love Gun. They're into the home straight. Gus on the outside. Powers to Golden Sunset. Takes over. Gus, he's like a bus. And this guy is bound for Christchurch. Tickets available. Get on the bus because Gus is off to New Zealand. He wins it easily. Gus beating Golden.
to the straight though, and Kiang Zahara led 3 metres. Jillaby Ballerini running a big race there, well clear of the others, but Zahara's clear with 50 to go, and Kiang Zahara wins. What a run from Jillaby Ballerini, and that's how much they are in front of the...
Leap to Fame back into winning form, folks, yes, but I'm not convinced he's back to his best. But when horses get older, they need more and more racing to get fit, so I'm not too concerned. Obviously, 95% Leap to Fame will probably win the New Zealand Cup, and that's all he needs to be at. He might be at 80 at the moment. If he bounces out a little bit more running, he has a big chance Leap to Fame. In terms of what I've seen, when you look at the other horses, like Swayzee, his last run, he was outpointed by Kingman quite easily. But obviously the first 200 metres is Swayzee's one of his better distance, I believe. The longer the better for Swayzee. So I think that's his main, and he has a chance of winning a third New Zealand Cup. But he's obviously going to have to run a big race. And Kingman's trialling today to try and make the field. If you're going on form alone, Kingman's the horse to beat. Will they make the final payment? That's the question mark, as now Leap to Fame looks likely, as Grant Dixon has confirmed he's on the plane on Monday, as long as all the blood tests go well. because, to be honest, if I was Kingman, I'd be coming. Because Leap to Fame, sketchy form, Swayzee as well, not fit. Kingman's fully fit. You got to come. And that's what I'll be doing regardless if the other two do come. I think you've got to get a go. You only have chances in life with a good horse. You've got to take it. Because New Zealand's only hope is Republican Party. But let's be honest, if any of these three horses come attacking Republican Party, if he tries to hold them, we know he'll give up first. And if he trails them, he's not going to beat them up the passing lane. But but to be clear, the Republican Party is New Zealand's only winning chance in the Cup. The other horses are just running for minor places at best. Republican Party's clearly a couple lengths better than the rest of the New Zealand horses. Only other horse you can think they could maybe go up to that level is Merlin. And Merlin maybe needing the runs. Well, we're going to find out at Kaikōura if he is ready to take that next step up. It's going to be very, very interesting how that plays out. But yeah, to me, Swayzee wins on Saturday. He's coming. Kingman, they might wait till the end of after Swayzee's run and make a decision then maybe. Or they might already have made it after a bad gallop at the qualifying. It's going to be very interesting to see how that all pans out. But yes, we've got to look at Republican Party's one. It was very, very impressive. Akuda had his chance. Really, he did. He had his chance, Akuda. He couldn't get him up the passing lane. Ultimately, ultra consistent. Steps, runs, gets up in front. And that's the thing. He is a top 4 chance in the Cup for sure. In terms of the others, to be fair, none of them are really chances in the Cup. Pinsik is an interesting runner because if he does over-race, he could make the race and could make a New Zealand Cup record race. We will see. He's an interesting runner. Better knuckle up if he was able to snatch into the field. Could be a chance, but his standing starts have been a debacle, to say the least. So really, the likelihood of him coming is very much a bit of a thing. We Walk by Faith, Mo'unga, Don't Stop Dreaming. They're all chances, sooner the better, but they're probably only looking top 4. And I mean, you're really looking at top 10 with how strong this field is. The top 10 runners in years gone by would be good enough to win the New Zealand Cup, but this New Zealand Cup is quite strong. I'm not saying it's the strongest New Zealand Cup field we've had because I don't think the top New Zealand horses are quite there. But when you add Akuda, Merlin, and Republican Party to the 3, Aussies say that's 6 of them. That's a very good field because often it does die away after that. But quite seriously, could be, well, virtually the whole field would be horses that are won more than 10 starts, just pretty much. And that's what you want to see in the future. And I really hope we get to see that going forward. It's going to be very interesting how that all goes going forward. Yeah, to be honest, I just don't think Aroda deserves to make the field. So, to me, I don't see him making the field. In terms of the Dominion handicap, what do I see here? Well, if you're going purely on what you've seen to the eye, Jillaby Ballerini should win. But the question mark is whether she can trot from the stands. Only done it once, so it's going to be interesting to see how Jillaby Ballerini goes with that. But clearly is probably the best at the moment. But after that, you could put a absolute blanket over the rest in terms of who could win. Arcee Phoneix at his best could win. Oscar Bonavena, Muscle Mountain, bet and win as well. Oh, they're probably your 5 winning chances, I think. They're really where you're looking at. I think the best bet and win wins. I really do think bet and win is the best of the lot. I really think he's if can get the trotting right, is going to be way too good. Obviously, as you saw from the video there, Muscle Mountain just come off the back of him, come up and got him just, but that's because he paced roughly. If he didn't pace roughly, he would have won the race. But it's very much an interesting take in terms of the Oscar Bonavena is racing well enough at the moment, though, but we know can bounce back when it comes to Cup time. Gus, the good old Gusaroonie, yes, from Albion Park. to be honest, I think he's a slow start. He's not a flyer off the stands, and I think he's going to be too far back to be a factor in this big race. But it's great to see him here. Parisian Artiste, I really don't see much of a chance. We have to step and get to a soft run to be any chance, but we won't be winning the big race. Mr. Love's a top 4 chance. But yes, it's going to be very much an interesting Dominion handicap for sure. Confessional could make it interesting if he snuck into the field. But yes, it's going to be a very much an interesting case-by-case option there. Now, let's check out all the other key races across Australia and New Zealand. And I'll be back to recap them short.
But it's Armour X Factor in front. Penny Black, Soho Vesperland, Mr. Smarty, Armour X Factor. Once it found the front, it was going to be mighty hard to beat, and it did win. Armour X Factor races home to win by about 2.5 metres on the line to Penny Black. Ahead of
27-2, and Nash says, let's go. And she races 5 metres in front now on this favourite, Sugar Pie Honey, but Gunner reloads in hot pursuit on the outside. It's Sugar Pie Honey, inch by inch, cutting back the margin is Gunner Reload levels up on the outside. Sugar Pie tries to fight back, but it's Gunner Reload's Group 1. Big salute from Will. Goes home. Captain's Knock. He's 2 metres in front. Trying its heart out in second spot is Rip. But the captain, he goes into overdrive. He now gets 4 metres. He's 5 metres and he salutes the captain. Captain's Knock too good. Beats Rip. Hollywood Strip. He races 10 metres on a $1.10 Lexi. And then came down the outside. Barocca Bernie. Message Bank gets into the clear, but he's gone into overdrive. Hollywood Strip, he is rare. He has darted away. Have a look at Barocca Bernie eat up the ground. He shakes up Hollywood Strip. He's going to fall in. Hollywood Strip wins it. Hollywood Strip first. He's a star, all right. Second home was a...
Mickey to Success, away by 7. Dolagiri trying his heart out, but it's all in vain because Mickey to Success is opening up and he's dominating. Wayne Hill loves it. Mickey to Success takes the cup. Big Same Dolagiri.
Marketplace, Ferguson gets a little anxious. He's ahead in front from Got the Chocolates, who's going a big race. Got the Chocolates in Marketplace, they're stride for stride. These 2 great 3-year-olds go to war at the 100. Got the Chocolates has got his nose in front from Marketplace. Got the Chocolates leads. A changing of the guard. Got the Chocolates won it. Got the Chocolates beats Marketplace. Third, you're right, Dale. 200 metres to go. She's a length and a half in front. Meant to be Tarragindi. Atlantic City sees daylight. At the 120, it's your right, Dale. She's holding Meant to be. Then Tarragindi and Atlantic City. But it's the filly. You're right, Dale. Takes the most of the way in the Hambletonian. And you're right, Dale. Beats home Meant to be. In the straight, Arafura the leader, a half to General Jen. Duchess of Kent getting her chance on the inside. Forever Dream runs on strongly. Arafura led a neck from Duchess of Kent, and then came Forever Dream and General Jen. Arafura's ahead in front from Duchess of Kent. Arafura's holding Duchess of Kent, and Arafura won it. Arafura beat Duchess of Kent. There wasn't much in it at the finish. Forever Dream third, and Prince.
How good was Armour X Factor? Absolutely upsetting the likes of Penny Black, Mr. Smarty and Captain Ravishing. Absolute upset. But it happens quite a lot at Gloucester Park, and I have to query Mr. Smarty. They were talking up he's the next on the Mighty Quinn, Chicago Bull. Let's just get it. No. Not up to these up to those horses at all. Disappointing that he's not a next superstar, but he's still a good horse. And again, it was a good run, but to be honest, just not a superstar. The other races, Menangle, some upsets, all right. Sugar Pie Honey. Who would have thought Gunner Reload would have come off his back and been really? I know Gunner Reload's a good horse, but Sugar Pie Honey should have won that race, but didn't. And it happens quite a lot in Menangle as well, that the favourites do get beaten by a horse behind them. It happens quite a bit. Captain's Knock. This is a horse I'd like to see in the New Zealand Cup. But clearly, because he's will be the 4th ranking Aussie or 3rd ranking, depending on how many go. That's why he's not going. But I would love to see Captain Knock here, because he would be interesting. And I think he would be a horse that could be one of the early leaders. So Captain's Knock, to me, disappointing and potentially a free-for-all. The New Zealand free-for-all would be his sort of race. With Hi, my name is Jeff, potentially going there as well. That's what I've been hearing. We'll see what happens around that. But yes, that was interesting. yeah, captain's not getting it done pretty easily, to be honest. Globe Derby, how about that Globe Derby, folks? That was one out of the box. Mickey's success winning the South Australian Cup was pretty easy. It was expected. Shame wasn't a local, but in saying that, it was good to get some of these types of horses from Victoria coming down. So very exciting for Globe Derby. But how about the racing? Yes, the big racing on Monday at Ashburn and Flying Sticks. So obviously we talked about Republican Party, too good. Muscle Mountain just beat Better One, but got the chocolates. Was clearly the run of the day. Absolutely too good. Was outspeed early by Ribeiro and Marketplace. Sat parked and beat them on the merits again. Got the chocolates is the best horse in the, well, potentially the best horse in the country in a year's time. If he continues to go up, got the chocolates is way too good. Marketplace, Ribeiro fadeaweights. They're going to have to really improve if they're going to be any chance of winning the key features over Cub weekend in the Cub week. Yes, but can Marketplace bounce back and get up to his best? I'm not sure what's happening there. A little disappointing. You're right, though. Was able to win quite easily, as you saw. Meant to be, just not trotting great at the moment, and it's a question mark over Meant to be if he's going to get to the next level. Arafura got away with murder in front. Absolutely. Once he got to the lead, it was all over Red Rover. Duchess of Ken was huge. Duchess of Ken was probably one of the best runs of the day because they were not coming up the passing lane and well, nearly won. But they were battling up the passing lane, a lot of the horses. So for it to get so close to winning, it probably would have won if he went to the outside. But yeah, Arafura was a good run. Winelight did a lot of work in battle late, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes in the big races. It's very, so there were some very, very good races that we saw from thing. But now I want to show you the video here of my run of the week. Came at the Tuapeka Cup when Dreams Are Free galloped at the start, was able to get to the lead. Dictated. It was a walk, let's be honest, but it was a great drive and able to sprint home easily. And then obviously the unlucky horse from Ashburn was La Causa with nowhere to go. 3 deep on the markers as you check out the video.
Up, ready to go, racing. Share a Dream came out quickly. Hayley Jacker began well. 5 metres away to Basco, then came McAndrew Aviator, and last of all, Step It Up a Notch. Well, Dreams Are Free's run to the front within 600 metres. Dreams Are Free leads at the 150. Share a Dream to second. Arcee, McAndrew Aviator, but Dreams Are Free in the sprint up the straights, nicely clear. He's going to be too good to win the Cup. Dreams Are Free, but Share a Dream a good run.
Treacherous Baby presented wider. Dynasty to the outside with Tokyo Rose. La Causa following Ruby Road through. 200 to go. Francent led Ruby Road. La Causa coming after her. Ruby Rose shot to the front from Francent. Treacherous Baby. And then came La Causa. Ruby Road the leader narrowly from Francent, who's coming back. She's coming back quickly. Here's the line. Francent fought hard and won it. Francent worried Ruby Rowe out of it. Third across the...
This proves once and for all that La Causa needs to be driven with a run. Can't be leading. It's not that sort of horse. Some horses just don't like to lead. Done it every time it's led, it hasn't won La Causa. You just got to sit back, let it in for run one. And that's why I like to see her in the New Zealand Cup, because if she's 3-4 back on the inside, she could be running home for 5th in the New Zealand Cup. That's the type of horse she is. If she got a weak New Zealand Cup, she could probably win, but we're not going to get it this year. So, but yes, La Causa was very unlucky, and Dreams Are Free got it done. Well, let's preview what's happening over the weekend, or some of the feature races coming up. Well, on Friday night, we've got WA, the big derby. To be fair, it's not the strongest of derbies by any stretch of the imagination. It's very even, but I'm going to go for Faking It Rumpel's Strip. I think they both got good draws. Should be lead trail. Captain Sterling will probably be sitting parked, and I think you'd see the winner coming from there. Would Chase Me, maybe a chance from the inside. There is other chances in the race, but they're going to have to do heaps of work to probably be a winning hope. Also, Friday night, lights, higher power for me, can boil over. Well, not boil over, but beat. You never know. I think that's the way. Could be a good Quinella beat there. And also on Friday night, I think Jolimont can come back to winning form. And this is the feature of the Northern Pacers final. To me, it's a very even field. I think Arcee Phoneix could be a boil over chance in that race. Gets the trail, could be a big chance here. But obviously you got Mediator, you got Marco, you got Titate. It's going to be a very good race, and any of them are big chances in the race. And then we go to Kaikōura, or Hadron Collider versus the Lazarus Effect for me, and what is going to be a good age pace race for the 4-year-olds and overs. It's going to be a very good race there. Oscar Bonavita, the horse to beat clearly, but I think Midnight Dash could be the boil over chance if I have Dreamer Genie to upsetting Oscar Bonavita, who obviously got to trot the whole journey. Then let's just wrap up this video with talking through the Kaikōura Cup. Yes, the feature race won by big horses, Ulvacolo. Some of the great horses have won this race. Lazarus is going to be a very good race, the Kaikōura Cup. Let's have a look at it. Smoke in the Water is just making up the numbers. Not a top 4 chance. No chance in the race, so we'll just skip him. Sooner the better. To me, on his best form, steps, he seems to have struggled coming this way to south, but if he got back to his best, sooner the better to me is an absolute boil over chance of winning this race. He's definitely a top 3 chance. If he trails the like of Akuda and Merlin, then he's a big chance. American Me's in a similar boat in terms of they both got good manners. If Akuda can get to the lead first, I mean not Akuda, American Me get to the lead, he's definitely a top 4 player. Akuda, well, on all the form this year, you would say he's probably should be winning. There was a good run in the Ashburn Flying Stakes. He's obviously not the same horse, but he's still giving his best. He's a definite chance of winning this race, and has to be one of the ones to beat in this race. Double time for John Dunn. I just can't have him. Merlin, he's the enigma for me. If Merlin turns up his best, he wins. Or he runs 4 for 5th and struggling and will be in the New Zealand Cup, but won't be a winning chance. He needs to win this race to step his mark of being at least the second best New Zealand horse. At his best, he is the second best New Zealand horse, but whether we're going to get that, we will find out. Mo'unga, he's probably the forgotten runner of the Cup. He's obviously going to need a soft trip, and that's all he's going to be getting. He won't. I think his racing pattern is he's going to struggle to be a chance in this race unless he pung out, got to the lead, and he handed up to Akuda, and then he's a chance of winning the race. But I don't see that happening. I think he'll be back in the field and he'll be running home nicely for about maybe 5th. But I just don't see him as a big winning chance unless he got to the lead. And then after that, you're really, to me, struggling to really give these horses any much chance there. McAndrew, Aviator, I just don't see him a chance. If you're not winning a two-picker cup, you're not winning this race. Rakira, Rocket, and Feastum, they're good horses. Again, they're in similar situations. If they could step and get handy early, they're top 4 chances, but I just don't see them winning. And here's Herbie is definitely making up the numbers. So, what do I think? Akuda's the horse to beat, no doubt about it. Merlin's clearly the main danger, and sooner the better to me is the 3rd pick. And then you can pick a whole lot for 4th, but I'll go for American Me. Maybe you could get a good top 4 dividend there in the New Zealand market. But yeah, going to be interesting. But in terms of my tips this week, very, very much an interesting week. But Swayzee should be winning. Should be winning. I think actually a good Quinella bet with Max Delight. I think that's the way to go. Quinella that up. I think he'll be on the way to victory. Each way, I've got to go for the big races. So the Kaikōura Cup, sooner the better. Got to step a little bit better. He has been a little bit slow. If he steps very good and gets the soft run on the markers, he's an absolute boil-over chance. Well, not boil-over, but big chance of being a factor in the Kaikōura Cup. And then in the South Bay Trotter Cup, I'm going for the upset, Midnight Dash. Midnight Dash has been racing well, solidly. If Oscar Bonavita brings the gallops and I Dream a Dream, he's a bit slow. Midnight Dash could be the boil-over in the race. But anyway, that's Barry Charles Harness for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you at the next video.